haunted school stories. West High School. Even a very skeptical teacher had to admit something strange is happening at West High School in Anchorage, Alaska, when several sightings of a lonely-looking lady in white roaming the premises were reported. The lady in white has been seen standing backstage at the auditorium or standing dead still between the seats inside the massive room. She also apparently runs through the corridors at times or hides in the halls of the basement. A student stage manager once saw a girl opening the backstage door of the auditorium during a closed dress rehearsal and ran toward her to tell her off. Only when he got there, she had disappeared into thin air. Even a security guard saw something white dash past him in one of the corridors behind the auditorium balcony. Another ghost that seems to not want to leave the West High School grounds is that of a janitor who died a long time ago. People have reported seeing a man sweeping the lobby when there should be no one there, while others claim to have heard footsteps echoing through the empty halls and seen lights flicker on and off by themselves. Ngotian Primary School. A female teacher at Ngotian Primary School in Swaziland refused to return to the school in 2013 after claiming that evil spirits attacked her there. Another teacher vacated his living quarters at the school after reportedly feeling unsafe. Tulani Delamini reported hearing one of his colleagues shouting that 4 short men were trying to strangle him. Shortly after this, the men entered Delamini's room, and finding that they couldn't strangle him, they kicked him and tried to press his face down on his bed to keep him from breathing. Pupils at the school had their own terrifying experience as well. 3 girls went into the bathroom, and while to use the toilet, the other stood by the door and waited. The 2 pupils inside the bathroom stall were astonished and horrified to hear a voice screaming at them from down the toilet, asking them why they were relieving themselves on it. The girl standing outside by the door also heard the voice and asked her friends who was in there with them. The voice inside the toilet got louder and louder until the girls could stand it no longer and ran back to class. Parents and other teachers were extremely skeptical, with some even saying that the girls should stop making up stories. However, not long after this incident, other girls in the junior classes reported the same phenomenon. Lambertville High School. New Jersey's Lambertville High had at one point been named the most haunted school on the East Coast. Fortunately, the building has since been torn down. Some people have reported seeing fiery eyes floating around on the sports field and a disembodied voice screaming. Others have reported seeing the ghost of a former football player who broke his neck and died during the match. Previous library director Harold Dunn claimed that the red burning eyes would appear if someone went up to the field at night. The disembodied voice would ominously tell the person to run. Mysterious messages and pictures also appeared on chalkboards in the classrooms. The school had been in existence since 1854 before being torn down in 2012. The original building was mostly destroyed in a fire in the early 1920s, and several rumors claimed that 150 students were killed in the fire as well as some of the teachers. A tribute stone at the school is said to have been placed there in remembrance of this terrible event. Yanagawa High School. In an incident that started out as mass hysteria, 27 girls collapsed at Yanagawa High School in Japan after seeing a vengeful spirit in 2014. It started out with one girl screaming at the top of her lungs that she was paralyzed and unable to move. Then more girls started displaying the same behavior, causing other students to rush to the classroom to see what was happening. The craziness carried on for a couple of hours, with people suspecting that the girls became possessed by the spirit of a headless ghost. The girls were yelling, "Kill me and die," and eventually, the school doors were closed. Some believe that a headless girl rumored to haunt the area of Mount Hiko and the Abaraji Dam had somehow possessed one of the schoolgirls while she and her classmates were on an excursion. She carried the spirit home with her, which then took hold of the other pupils during class.